shit working? Miguel, you're always late. late to your own fucking funeral.
Yep.
Yeah, bro, you're
Am I? Fuck you, bro. That's fucked up, man. It's the fucking shirt, bro. Not me. It's the plaid, bro. Man, I look like a fucking picnic fucking table right now.
All right, we'll count this down in 3, 2, 1. Miguel, what is up, brother?
What's up?
Been a long time.
Been too long of a time, but I'm
Son
glad
of
that
a
you've
bitch.
given. I'm glad you've given our viewers a medley of guests.
Yeah, holy
super
shit.
awesome guests.
Lots of stuff happening on the PlayMariachi Podcast. Yeah, that last podcast we did in my Nana's house, I almost considered renaming the whole podcast to My Nana's House. That might not be a bad idea for a podcast. I should trademark that, get that website domain, My Nana's House.
My Nana's House.
Could sell tortillas on it or something. I don't know, something. You could use something out of it.
You put a link with tortillas, tamales on sale.
Yeah, or just buy some shit. How you been, man?
I've been good, man. Just keeping the mariachi spirit alive. Through my youth group, through Mariachi Corazón del Valle.
Corazón del Valle, good kids.
They're a solid group of kids, getting ready for the Encuentro, the Internacional del Mariachi out in Guadalajara.
Super Guadalajara trip.
We leave already on the 23rd of this month.
Oh, that's right. It's this month.
It's already this month.
I wish I could be going with you guys, but no money. No money. And I know if I go to
you gotta work,
Guadalajara,
man.
I do work.
Viewers, don't believe this guy. This guy says no money. He's the asshole with all the money.
No, it's
I
all.
walked into his mansion and you look around. I mean, congratulations on your new house, by the way. This is the first time I'm here.
Yeah, I've invited you, and you just I'll be there. Fucking show up, and I'm just like,
I'm in demand, Jason.
What the
I'm
fuck's
sorry.
going on here?
I'm just
What's
in
going on,
demand.
man?
I'm getting pulled from all directions, man.
You got to take the money when you can take the money, and the gigs when you can get them, because there is a dry spell around Phoenix in certain months. Right after you spend all your money,
for sure. August is definitely dead for a lot. Like the other two groups that I've performed with, it kind of slows down. September it picks right back up.
Yeah, it picks back up all the way through to December.
All the way through December, man.
It's like shit.
Yeah.
I take gigs. Thankfully, no one's been calling the last couple of weeks. I messed up my shoulder, so I can't even fucking play. I can barely get anything going on this. I tried to do a cover of Bodas, Bodas de Luis Alonso, and that's relatively simple. It's all mostly right hand, but I couldn't fucking do it. I'm like, all right, maybe I should reconsider my jiu-jitsu endeavors. But I can't quit now. Invested about a year into it. I really like it. Soon I get the blue belt, be a jiu-jitsu blue belt. That fucking sucks, bro, because let me tell you something about that. Wife is home. The thing about being a blue belt or a purple belt, more blue belt, is all the white belts are trying to kill you, and now you're just cannon fodder for all the higher belts, like purple, brown, black. They all just look at you and okay, we can choke you to death now. You're advanced level.
Is it the white belts because they have no control yet?
That's big, yeah.
Okay.
It's really a big deal where, kind of like mariachi music, where there's just no concept of, God damn those dogs. They're cute, but I want to drown them in my own fucking pool sometimes. So
there's a lot of animal lovers, I'm sure, that are watching.
I love my dogs. I would never hurt them. I would never do anything like that, but I want to. White belts, yeah. Especially my size. If they've never done a martial art ever, if they've never boxed, if they've never done anything, they really don't know how to move their body. And so when they get into a grappling situation and you start giving them a little bit of pressure, or if they're just competitive, I can't lose no matter what, and they start putting all of their body weight, and they don't understand how much body weight they're actually carrying and what force is, right? Your mass times acceleration. So they just go as fast as they can, and all that body weight just crushes you. And that's kind of how I got injured. You know what I mean? And it's how I've been injured in the past. And I'm not trying to submit, a newer white belt. I'm trying to go and get a workout going and try technique, and it just doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes they want to smash you.
That's interesting. That sounds a lot like teaching. Me teaching, trying to teach my group. It's like they put all their energy sometimes in the wrong places, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm sure with white belts, just like with students, the emotion sets in too.
A little bit.
How do you feel how do you feel? Like angry, frustrated. When you're not really getting it.
Yeah, I never. I mean, in the year that I've been training, it's like I don't really have that because, like I said, I've been doing one form of training my whole life. When I was boxing, that was really the one that like gave me a lot of shit, like a lot of attitude, a lot of confidence. Because there's nothing like getting in a ring with somebody and start throwing hands at you with someone who knows how to throw hands, right? You can get into a fist fight with someone, they might clock you one or get a lucky shot across your teeth, but to get in a ring with a fighter who wants to fuck you up, who's your friend too, your training buddies, that's a whole different thing.
Is there anything in your martial arts that you don't like technique wise, or something that that just like gets to you? And I'm asking you this because I'm sure there's part of mariachi stuff that we don't like, which obviously we'll get into.
We got some topics today in the PlayMariachi Podcast, guys. So if you have earmuffs on, if you don't like to be easily offended, it's me and Miguel right now, bitches. So we might say some things that might easily offend you, but it's going to be entertaining and fun, anyways.
Yes, I've missed the PlayMariachi Podcast, man.
Yeah, fuck all your gigs, man. Right? No,
the podcast. I'm glad that that we've brought on some big people, man.
Yeah, holy shit! I couldn't quite believe it. I mean, Tomas definitely was. That was a huge podcast, and that was awesome. And then everybody, Beto coming on. That was a lot of fun. We were here for like 2.5 hours just talking, and like we didn't even hit half of the topics that I wanted to talk about. What's up,
Beto? I love you too, man.
Super Beto. Yeah, man. So we were okay. So back to your question. What about martial arts do I not like? When things are fake martial arts. And when I say fake martial arts, it's like there are some styles that when you put it to a test, like and I'm not going to name styles on here because I don't want to be disrespectful. I am a jiu-jitsu practitioner. And, I'm not a professor. I'm not going to be a piece of shit like that and, say, oh, hey, look at this white belt was talking shit about our style, right? That's good stuff, isn't it?
Real good stuff. What are we drinking here?
Macallan 15 year, the same stuff I gave Beto.
Oh, man.
So that's really good.
Good stuff.
Really good.
This one's for you, Beto.
Yes. Fake martial arts gets me a little bit. In previous experience, not at the school that I train at now, because pretty much everybody there is humble as fuck because we can all kill each other for the most part at a certain level. Everyone has the potential to take your life, right? We don't because we practice, right? Yeah. We're just training. But in other experiences, like when I did like Japanese style fighting and then karate and shit like that, and boxing was another one. Ego gets in there. Ego gets in there and fucks with you. It's like you think because you can knock out somebody that there's nobody else out there that can knock you out. And it's a double-edged sword, as my grandmother's Japanese, right? And so when I started training, she was very, very like worried, and she's like, don't turn something into a double-edged sword, because if you do, you may have skill to fight, you may get into a fight, and you may come across a better fighter, and he could take your life. That's what she's Japanese, so she's thinking like this could negatively impact you or ruin your life one day. You could kill someone in a fight, not even having the skill to do it, just sweeping somebody from the ground and then having them land on their head on the concrete. You're going to prison, right? So fakeness. So when someone is of a style that is not really effective, but they want to pretend that it's like the best thing ever, right? I mean, they've never been choked. They've never been leg swept. They've never been punched, right? Those things piss me off, right? Because I'm just like...
For my viewers, do you see where I'm getting at? Doesn't this sound familiar in the mariachi world?
The mariachi world, some fake egos and fake ass shit. It. Yeah. We're going to talk about this.
And how you said fakeness. The fakeness, I think for me is like when you put too much salsa in that damn, like in an arreglo, like just a simple son or a simple joropo, when they just put way too much. And since we're rhythm players, that's why I'm referring to. Yeah. We're just like, when you're just putting way too much, like that's really, is that necessary? Like,
yeah, we talked about that a little bit too in recent podcasts about just keeping things simple, mastering the basics first, right? And getting those simple things down.
Just go straight and.
Damn. So this is a very good segue, bro. So I've been talking to you a lot. Do you want to start out? So this is kind of a thesis that I've been working on, guys. I mean, I'm a college nerd, and I'm a music nerd, and a tech nerd. And I'll tell you what, Miguel, you can figure out how to run all this shit, and then you can be the nerd.
Yeah, for sure.
For once. But armonia sections. We're going to get into it now. I've been wanting to talk about this with another armonia player, and regardless of what we may say or think, this is just my opinion. This is what I like to hear, what I think is right? And who the fuck am I anyways? But it's what I think, right? So I think you should start out with your little horrible example of playing. You want to play that motherfucker on the podcast, or do you want to get to the good shit first?
Let's get to the good. Why don't we give all the positive
vibes
before we just completely ruin your day of what's about.
So what you have is a recording example of a group in Phoenix.
Yes,
and it's kind of a fucking train wreck. Let's see if this works. I got set up in here. So here's what my thesis is. There's ways to do an armonia section right. I don't want to say correct, but right. Because the examples I have prepared, and if I have to, give links to these things, I don't want to be naming names. I want to be objective as possible, right? So I'm just going to put the sound up on here, and we're going to analyze the music. If people want to get into it about music rights, you know what? Take the fucking 10 cents that this podcast generates in monetization. I don't really give a shit.
I think the word you should use instead of right is a standard.
Standard is
only
one.
because how do we know what's right, what's not right? What right to you may be right to me, but it's like two different.
Well, that's the thing.
That's the example.
The examples I have, in my opinion, are all what it should be, but they're all different, and they all sound different. So let's just my own bias. This is my bias. I'm saying I'm going to be objective, but I have biases. I had teachers, and they taught me to play vihuela and guitar a very certain way, how to record a certain way, how to perform live a certain way. And this is one of those examples. So let's just have a listen to the rhythm. I don't give a shit about the singers or the violins or the trumpets. We're going to talk about that another time. Is it playing? Let's see here. Right? Together. Bass, vihuela, guitar, matching with the dynamic of the trumpet, right? Stop. Oh, God damn it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now, this particular group, the vihuela player playing on this recording was my teacher. So I'm very biased because I play the same way. I think I sound the same way. I'm not as prestigious, right? I'm just fucking Jason from Tucson. What's the big deal, right?
You're asshole Jason.
Asshole Jason. Dick Jason. Okay, get it right. My friends call me Dick Jason for a very specific reason, because I'm a dick sometimes, right? But that's how I feel is one way for it to be right. I'm going to play it again real quick if I can. This piece of...
And notice how it's super clean.
Yeah. Not all over the place. Now there's some complicated chords there. They're playing a German chord there. Dun, 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 right? There's some chromaticism, but it's simple, right? It's well done. Diminished. Minor. E flat 7, right? That's a jazzy chord.
G7.
7.
G minor. E flat 7
again. Right? Very, very simple. Now that's jazzy as fuck right there, right? That's very jazzy, right?
Yeah.
It's very contemporary from some perspective, right? We've talked about that before. That's how I like to sound when I play, right? When we're doing gigs together and I'm on guitar vihuela, that's what I'm trying
bolero,
to do.
especially. And please, for all the rhythm sections, you guys already know, all my rhythm players, when you have a full rhythm section and the singer goes up to sing, please don't freaking drown them out with
So that's one example, right? I'm going to play another example. We all have heard this next example, and for me personally, and for you too, being from Tucson, this is another thing that in standard, right, well done, correct, totally different. Let's have a listen. I'm going to get fucking copyrighted like crazy for all this music. They're like, oh, we got to pay royalties now. But listen to the rhythm here.
Oh, yeah.
super basic, but really powerful.
Yeah.
Right? Appropriate for playing sones. Okay, we're not doing
that is a perfect example of a son that's respected, like in each part of their manicos.
Right. Every phrase.
Yeah, just
every phrase is consistent and right. You know, I'm going to say right. You say standard. I agree standard, but that's totally different from what my preference is, like what I like to hear. But I hear that. Like if I have a rough day, I'll play that in my car on the way home. Like, there's still goodness left in the world, right? You know, it's the same thing. And the trumpet section is setting the tempo and the vibe, right? And the rhythm section is following it. And they speed up a little bit and they set it. Speed up a little bit more. Okay, we're ready to go,
and
right?
It sounds like just
one group, one sound, two rhythm players, bass player. You wouldn't tell the difference, right?
Yep.
So that's, right. That's Mariachi Cobre, guys. All right, you guys all know what the fuck that is. This is from Texas, right? And well, before I get to Texas, because now we're going to get into contemporary mariachi, Mexican mariachi music, right? Kind of what I feel is like a derivative of Mariachi Vargas, mostly. Let's play Vargas real quick. Pretty standard. It's not as like together necessarily as Cobre is, right? It's not as jazzy as that first group. The first group was Mariachi Tlaquepaque, Antonio Ramos, right?
Yeah.
They're a pretty big group in California back in the day, and still kind of are. Vargas is just Vargas, right?
Yeah.
Pato is going to do what he does.
That's probably one of my favorite Ruben Fuentes arrangements of El Mercader. I mean, that's
pretty gangster. It's very contemporary, but it still has that Vargas sound and feel, right?
Yeah.
We all know what that sounds like. So that's another. So you want to say standard? It's about as standard as it gets.
Yeah.
You should be able to play at least like that. You should aspire. If you do nothing else with your life as an armonia player, that is what you should aspire to.
See, and this was one of the songs that I had introduced to my group, to the youth group, to be able to play that in Guadalajara, but I backed off for that reason, because I don't want to jump shit. I don't want to jump, without them really knowing what is a joropo, what is this?
Yeah.
Instead of just going straight to this,
the tippy top.
If my group, that youth group, hasn't played La Fuente, La Viquina, La Gruta, Mexico Anoche. I mean, any of those.
It was all in the conference this past year too. Yeah, it's all in that material.
They had Hormigas.
That was badass. That was good. All right, so we're on the armonia train right now, right? We're getting a kind of a look into, what do you think so far? Am I just fucking crazy?
No. You're right. I think all of us should aspire to get to a certain level. Maybe we'll never
get there.
Be able to sound like Pato. I'll never be able to sound like Tony, Zuniga or whatever, But to get at a standard, like to get like at a line where you're like
step it up a notch a little bit each time.
I can say any of us sound better than any of these rhythm players out in Phoenix.
Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that in a second. We're giving you guys fucking dessert before you got to eat your vegetables, all right? Yeah, so now, Vargas is Vargas, right? Cobre is Cobre. They're and they all kind of, from the podcast that we had, 2 weeks ago with Steve, I mean, they took from each other. They had conversations. They had this support and this tradition, right? So now let's go to Texas. This is for me, not a bad way to do things. Not a bad way. It's a little different, right? It sounds similar, but it's a little different. Let's see if I can get this damn thing to work. Another bolero. That's very aggressive.
Yeah.
Very aggressive. But still right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to be putting people's voices on here and shit. But you hear that rhythm, right?
Mm-hmm.
That to me sounds very much like Internacional Guadalajara.
Yeah.
And and Nuevo Tecalitlán, they also have that sound. They've had it for 60 plus years playing that way.
That brightness always.
Very bright, very, very, very alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not so jazzy, not so powerful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, okay, all right. Hold the fuck on for a second. You want to talk about like complicated, like that's a complicated phrase. Like everything that they just played right now is like that's there's a lot of chords going on. There's a lot of chromaticism. I don't even think that's a word, but there's a lot of chromatic structure and melody going into all of that. Right now, I like it. It's together. It's right. It's written correctly, and they're playing it well.
It flows well.
It flows well.
Yeah.
Last one I'm going to play. This is actually from Guadalajara. It's the same type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
This is... I hear more guys from Texas play like this. And I hear a lot of folks in Tucson also starting to play like this. And that's right. To me, that vihuela and that guitar following it. Here we go. The right tempo.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to put people's voices up on here. So, several groups, all different.
Mm-hmm.
But all kind of like, to an untrained ear, probably all the same. Right? But that's how I feel like look, armonia sections for a group like Vargas, Cobre, Sol, it's still only 3 guys playing that achieve that level of sound. When you have a group here in Phoenix, it can still just be me and you, or me, you, and a guitar player, or it's 2 dudes, 3 dudes, whatever, or if it's a girl, sorry. There are girl armonia players out there, you know, you kind of caught up in the fucking... But anyways, right? I don't want to discount anybody, right?
We'll get into all that.
We'll get into that, because there are women players out there, and they sound just like you.
Yeah.
Your rhythm section is now got 2 girls and 2 dudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have to be cohesive.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. That's what I feel.
I agree with you. I think a lot of the mariachis out in Texas do have that sound, that natural sound. Unfortunately, right now, guys. Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for us, being from Arizona, mariachis now, man. Here, it's like we're like at the bottom of the barrel, like literally in Arizona. I think right now,
It didn't used to be that way.
Texas, no,
It used to be Texas, Arizona, where like the motherfuckers.
Arizona was
music.
always like that, and it's just like I think when you and Beto were talking about, Texas right now is taking over. California still has its thing, you know, and then you have all of these other mariachis just sprouting out of Mexico, you know, Estrellas de Mexico, which freaking sound amazing.
Yeah.
Then you have Mariachi Alas de Mexico, who sound like badass.
Yeah.
You have Mariachi Los Reyes down there that sound really good.
They sound very similar to like Internacional. What was it? Juvenil Tecalitlán.
Mm-hmm.
They were all the guys that were like, we're gonna just go after it.
For me personally, I think it's more of a Torito sound, of a Mariachi Torito sound,
right?
And I mean it's great. I mean it's great that mariachi is getting pushed to a really, really difficult level, like to achieve. I mean, how long does it take a true trumpet, mariachi trumpet sound? How many years does that take for them to get that sound that they're looking for? That ranchera sound, you know, the control,
right?
You know, and then going along with rhythm. I mean, it's not just it's
monkeying
gonna come out
around.
It's going to come out. I mean, there has to be principles set there and
training,
and the training, man,
and tradition and technique.
Mm-hmm. Learn
the tradition and then fuck with it at your leisure, okay? But don't mess it up.
No,
right?
Don't start just flowering the shit out of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like some songs are pretty cool when they're playing all super fast and all these chromatic chords and this and that, you know. But
there's a place for that.
There is a place for that. But I'm sure that person that's actually performing it has how many years under their belt.
Yeah.
And has already set that, that foundation, and then build up.
Even a young person, like, how long have you been playing? Like, well, since 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're 18.
Yeah.
It's like, you have about the same amount of time and years as any professional would.
Yeah.
Now you're just green. Now you just have to become an adult and have a perspective, right? Because you have all the technique.
Yeah.
Right?
Going along with that, you just said how many years, and this is where I start coming in with my gripes.
All right, Miguel's gripes. Everybody.
Miguel's gripes, man. We haven't had a gripe.
We haven't had
forever,
Miguel's gripes in about 2 months since the fucking last mariachi conference.
I've had, experiences with rhythm players, older rhythm players that
you want more of
have.
this?
Sure, of course. Thank you.
Older rhythm don't get too crazy. You're gonna fall off the chair. Strong shit.
Oh yeah, older rhythm players that have had their experience, and I'm sure like when they in their prime, I would have just loved to listen to them. You're like, damn, you sounded good. If you're still playing
in your 60s,
in your 60s, in your 70s, and you're still jamming out, and you could tell. Yeah, maybe you lost maybe a little bit of touch here and there, but you could still. But the speed, mainly speed.
Right.
But then you have other musicians, not necessarily rhythm. I mean, it could be rhythm, it could be trumpet, it could be violin, whatever. It
could be oboe.
That have been playing for years. But you know what? Maybe the first 6 years they got to a level.
They stayed there.
And they stayed there for the next 18 years. And that's what makes me really sad about here in Phoenix, is that you see a lot of that.
We were just talking about that.
You see a lot of that. And I told you one thing that I'm not going to put up with in my youth group in Corazon, and I know you guys are probably listening.
Kids, you better be listening to this shit.
I'm not going to be dealing with dead weight.
So we wanted to talk about this a little bit. Do you want to segue this into with the fucking video that you forwarded to me?
And this is
brace yourselves, guys. In the
I'm not gonna name no names. I don't want to be
this
whatever.
This is an actual live performance in Phoenix that has been floating around Facebook, and it is hilarious.
Is there any way you can play it on there if I send it to you?
Probably not.
Okay, well I'll just put it on the mic.
Yeah, okay. Not too close. These mics are pretty.
They'll pick up. Okay.
They'll pick up. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
They'll pick up.
So I'm just gonna call this Tacos al Pastor. This is what I'm gonna name this.
That's how they sound.
Okay, you'll know what song this is and why I named it that way. Okay, so. Can you hear?
Yeah. That's the bass player getting fucking furious right now.
Furious. I mean, he's like strumming his strings
on the bass. I don't quite understand what's on. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Violin and trumpet sound good.
The singer can sing. Okay, that's a C sharp. Open strings.
Okay. The guitarrón player right now.
It's strumming on the bass.
Just strumming out of just completely. He just gave up playing his bass parts.
Yeah.
And the singer right now is looking
like she wants to kill herself.
She's like, "What are you doing? Like, what the hell's going on here?"
He's okay. Okay. Let's rewind. Let's recap. That was horrible.
That was really, really bad.
We're not trying to exploit anyone here because we're not calling people out. And if you were there that day and you heard that shit, I'm very sorry.
If you were there, fuck you, man. That's all I'm gonna say. If you were there, man, fuck you and rethink your life. Really, just rethink your life because it's sad. It's sad.
Can you tell that we both went to Pueblo?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I know they both goes, but geez,
Jesus Christ.
Because
that was horrible.
You're a paid musician. Oh, God, you're a paid musician, and it doesn't matter if the people that you're playing know what mariachi is supposed to sound like. It shouldn't matter. You're a paid musician. Have respect for your instrument. Have respect for what you're representing.
Yeah, people's life's work has been this music.
Exactly.
And you're just pissing it all away in one song.
And the bass player,
he was losing his mind.
Oh, yeah. So these, I will say that these are Phoenix musicians. I will put them out there. But and the bass player is
he's
like
fucking
a
furious.
god. No, he was a god here, like of guitarron. Like he was like really, really, really good. Played with big groups down in Mexico before he came up here, so he knew his stuff, and that's exactly why he got frustrated.
Yeah, he's like, what?
He was just like,
fuck?
what am I doing? You know,
He should have just called me.
It's sad.
Why didn't you just
yeah,
call
exactly,
me? Just called me, and it would have been fine. Or
you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you the number.
No,
so
please don't. Please don't. No, please don't.
Yeah, they played 5 hours at like a restaurant reception hall, but they get paid by the hour.
By the hour, huh?
You know what? I'm going to pass you that number. It's every Friday. Every Friday, you should do it.
I do have a mortgage
because
to pay.
you do. Yeah, you have a mortgage now. You need to keep up that practice. Anywho's,
as long as that motherfucker doesn't show up.
how do you if you have what I call dead weight?
Dead weight in a group.
Dead weight in a group. Okay.
Fuck.
Now, what can dead weight mean? Dead weight can mean musically the guy or girl is not producing that sound that you want, right?
Right.
And
always playing wrong
you've
notes.
Always given them, like for instance, I'll just put my youth group out there. For instance, I've hired you. I've hired David to come out and teach the group.
What do you mean you hired me? You never paid me.
Nah, well, whatever. You do it because you love it. I'll pay you.
I'm just fucking with you.
I'll pay you in buffalo wings or something.
I'm happy to be with the kids.
Today's National Buffalo Wing Day, by the way.
It's I do have to say with the comment that I just made and fucked you up a little bit. I do appreciate you bringing me in.
Oh yeah, of course.
I really do, because teaching kids, especially here, has been a real change for me. Mm-hmm. Because, like I said, I've always taken it for granted. Every time I've helped or taught or did it, I just always took it for granted that Tucson kids just had it, right? And you mostly, me a little bit, have taken Phoenix kids and given them that sound and that confidence. They went to the Tucson conference with no fear. They're like, yeah, fuck Tucson. We're going to do what we got to do, right? And I love that. I told them that. I said, when you guys get on stage, I want you to have it in your head like, man, fuck Tucson. We're gonna kill you here.
Yeah.
That was, and they did, and they had it. Mm-hmm. I mean, they weren't perfect. Made some mistakes. Yeah. I could see the fear on their muscles.
That was the first for them to be up there like that as that group.
And they put themselves out there. Yeah, and I was really proud of them for that. That was a fun weekend.
Yeah,
that was a great time. It was
definitely a fun weekend.
So it's been a real. I want to I'm very appreciative for bringing me in, because teaching the kids here really kind of changed my assholeness just a little bit. Right?
Yeah, he turned into a little softy.
I got a little bit. I got a little bit of a softy with the kids. I'm just like, God, they're so little. They're trying so hard. And, God damn it. I'm so proud of them. But what you're saying, dead weight with the kids.
Dead weight.
And so you've brought in a lot of folks. There's been several people that have now given them. You had a master class with Checo. Yeah.
And now we're gonna have a master class this Wednesday with Beto. What's his last name? Beto, I don't want to say the last name wrong here. Beto Maeda.
Oh, okay.
You guys know who Beto Maeda is? He's the
Super Grammy Award winning.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
That's a whole nother perspective.
Mm-hmm. So we've had a master class with Checo, with Sergio Alonso from Camperos. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have Beto. I've even brought in Ruben Moreno, just to come out and say something different. So my thing with my youth group is I try to bring a different perspective, how they view. How is it that they started, and how is it that they view the mariachi? How was it when they started mariachi when they were younger to compared now? And I know you've done a lot of those comparisons, talking to Steve Carrillo and
everybody
and Fernando, and so I like I said, I try to do everything. I try to bring the teachers in. YouTube is
wasn't around.
It wasn't around when we were there, and now it's like I literally send links to my students, because I'm not a violin player.
Listen to this.
I'm not a violin player, or I'm not a trumpet player, but like I said, I bring those teachers in place for that.
Right.
But I do send them links. How to play this. Right. How to do this.
Exercises for diatonic scales. And exercises for chromatic scales.
And even when we're taking out new music, I'm like, okay, if you can't, I give them a recording or they listen to a recording. I can't hear my parts, maestro. I can't hear my parts. Karaoke. boom, 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 boom. Just the music, and you can follow the music and play with your parts.
Take initiative. So, for any student, I would say you have to take initiative for yourself. You can't be sitting on your ass waiting for your teacher to fill your head with music.
Yeah.
You have to, like when I was a kid, I would ask questions. I'd get lessons. I would always be looking at ways to improve and to study. And I was annoying.
That's the only.
I was an annoying kid about it because I wanted to learn.
And that's kind of like the struggle that I'm going through right now. With as far as teaching goes, I think like I'm sure when you had your practices with Tapatio and I had my practices with Sonido, they would give us the music, right? And we had to apply ourselves at home
to learn it.
So what do you do at practice? You just bring your parts together.
You're supposed to have a dynamic. You're supposed to have, okay, now I know what it actually sounds like with these particular players. Yeah, man. I talked about that on Saturday with Ismael. We had Ismael Paredes here. He's a violinist in Phoenix. I haven't published that yet. I was just editing it today. My bad, bro. Got kind of busy.
That's okay. I'm more important. I'm just kidding.
I know. You didn't fucking show up either.
Oh. No problem. Hey, no, but I've let you know at least 20 minutes before a podcast.
Yeah, a little bit after. It's all good. It's all good at best, yeah. We talked about that a little bit about just, what's expected, right? Yeah. Having that camaraderie and having that because there's nothing fucking worse than when you came to practice prepared and somebody came to practice and you can just tell it's the first time they've seen the music.
So I blew gasket last week. Like I told you, I blew up on my group. And I was just furious.
Any crying?
Because I had already sent them the music like 5 or 6 days prior.
Learn it. You don't got
just
bills to pay, damn it. Learn it.
Get a concept of it, right?
Yeah.
Get a concept of it. At least, okay. But no, I went to a practice, and it was like the first time they actually looked at the music.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And that's a waste of time.
Yeah,
that's a waste of practice time. And
thanks for making me drive half an hour out here for nothing.
For nothing, exactly. And we couldn't even get anywhere.
I appreciate it. I have my kids at home.
Yeah.
I have my wife at home. I got my fucking TV and my own practice that I need to be attending to and all my shit. I got dog shit in the backyard.
That's right to my corazón del valle. Don't make me mad because you know what happens. But no, I'm proud of them.
But it's communicative, right? It's not just bashing on the kids because kids are kids, but kids can also, as young musicians, you're accountable.
Yeah,
this is for any student.
If you don't put your foot down and put rules down and what you expect of them, they're just going to go off.
They'll do whatever
the hell they want. And no,
rules are very important. Musically, having so I talked about this on Saturday with Ismael, and I told him a story. Right about the time I was getting married and still in Tucson, it was a very hectic time. And I was doing my engineering degree. It was a bitch. And we had a lot of music and a lot of stuff going on with Gaslights. We had a couple of shows at Christmas time. I needed time to get my wedding in order. I needed time to sleep. I could not be getting up at Sunday morning at 6 o'clock anymore. I'm dead. Right?
To look at your music. I've been in those situations where you're just like, sometimes you just have to set that time apart. And if you wake up at 3 in the morning,
give me a little bit of slack, right? So what actually ended up happening was, and I got to really thank Beto, the director, for giving me that trust and confidence. But like you said, I had to deliver, right? So we have shows, we have commitments, all this shit. I have a process. He publishes music, I learn it, and it's not just I learn my part. I do the bass, I do the guitar, I read the violin parts, I read the trumpet parts. If there's lyrics, I read where the lyrics are going. I listen to a recording of it if it's something of his own arrangement. I learn the score first, foremost. Then I practice it on whichever instrument I'm going to be playing it on. That was my promise. I said I can't always go to practice. I can't always do mass. Maybe I can't even always do gigs. I need some time to get my life in order. And it was kind of like for him, he was like, he gave me the trust. He's like, look, okay. And I feel bad because I put him in that position where it's like he's got to make unusual exception.
Yeah.
When it came time for it, though, that first rehearsal that I was able to rehearse the group, I know all the music.
You got it down.
Not only do I know the music, our bass player had to go out of town for work. So guess what? I don't even have my opportunity. I'm on bass now. I don't even have my opportunity to rehearse with the guitar. Yeah. But when I get on stage, I'm on guitar. Mm-hmm. And then we did another set, and another bass player that we had hired, he had like a carpal tunnel moment on stage. He had a spasm in his left arm. So, Beth was like, come on, hope you got it. And I was like, of course I got it. But thank you for giving me that leeway, right? Because I needed it. But that doesn't mean that, okay, I don't have to go to do this. I'll go fuck around and, not get it done. I had to get it done every day.
That's what separates you from, let's just say, any other musician that
doesn't do that shit.
That doesn't do that. One, why? Because they probably don't give a shit.
Probably don't care.
If you see a person, like I said, going back to the practice,
yes,
that they don't look at their music, that they don't, they don't follow, even at a gig, where their trumpet's playing whatever the hell he wants, and the violins are playing whatever adorno they're doing. It doesn't mesh, it doesn't go, and they're just throwing parts out. They don't give a shit. Hey, I'm just gonna try to do whatever I can to get through the song,
right?
And that goes along with my
dead weight.
Because
you do have students who may not be slacking. They're putting in the 100%.
But there's some other stuff, and even in my professional group, even in the adult groups that I play with here, it's sad because I think, man, like, for instance, if you're either, there's two reasons that you can be dead weight. You're not delivering musically, or you're not delivering vocally. Mm-hmm. Now there's two types of groups.
Yeah.
Sometimes for rhythm, we don't even have to sing anything because you have 6 violinists that want to sing everything, plus a trumpet player that wants to do it right.
So have at it.
And so we're like, okay, well, we'll just sound good because they want to have that full sound,
and
100%.
And we can still sing. We can still sing.
You can still sing in the mics, chorus, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, but and playing talon is different than obviously playing your regular, You
gotta sing something.
Concert
and
organized.
You gotta sing along. You definitely have to sing the choros with everybody, at least at a minimum, and then sing one or two songs. Even if you don't sing
that's the standard there.
Because I don't sing well at all. I'll sing the choros with everybody, but I don't memorize lyrics for shit. I can't do it. Well, I can do it. I don't do it, which is kind of another thing we're talking about here.
Yeah. No. And
I'm slacking on that.
No, but at least you can deliver musically. You know what I mean? It's like you got to contribute one way or the other. Now, when you have a musician that can't do either of those,
is that even a musician?
Exactly. That's when you got to question yourself and be like,
is that just a part timer? That's a fucking weekend warrior.
But yeah, exactly. And that's where I think the musician gets in his own comfort zone and doesn't really get out of that shell anymore. It's just, that's it. That's it. And unfortunately, I'm already experiencing that with
both of your worlds,
with both of my worlds there, and it sucks because you're like, why in the hell? Well, we go right back here. Why should they get paid as much as I get paid when they're not doing half the shit?
Yeah, that reminds me of Maria Suiza back in the day. Well, one or two times, you'd have someone that's just kind of standing there. Mm-hmm. Maybe they sing well, but they don't really know all of the fills or all of the cadences in a song, and they're just kind of just standing there. And I would remember from time to time, someone would be like, "Hey, you know what? I'm not just paying you to stand here. Yeah. I would like you to play as well, right?" And it's like, "Yeah, dude, come on."
That's the thing. Just because you can sing well, one, doesn't mean you want to sing the whole fucking set.
Yeah.
Or two, it doesn't mean, oh well, he sings good, so I'll just dump it all on him. He's an asshole anyways because he sings well.
Like, fuck him.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. And that's the attitude, unfortunately, that people have. And,
yes, very true.
I'm sure it's everywhere in the mariachi world. I mean, please, comment on that if that's if you going through that, if you yourself
deal with that shit,
experiencing that, or getting the shit, having to do all the fucking work, and you're like. Because I see, unfortunately, I see, the same people doing doing all the work, and it's like, come on, bro, like step it up.
There are workhorses.
Apply yourself.
Yeah.
And I understand, if you're a musician, a weekend musician, and you have a full-time job during the week.
That's another thing we talked about.
Or you have, I don't know, you could be a stay-at-home parent and just be
Mr. Mom.
That, Mr. Mom, whatever. But still, at the same time, how hard is it to, you got 24 hours in a day to just listen to one. Say you want to, like I've told you a million times, Jason.
Yeah.
Jason, learn this ranchera. All you got to do is just listen to it kind of sing along with it, with whatever you can pick out. Look at the words. Hell, look, that's what Google is your friend, you know?
Right.
And it doesn't take really that much. If
effort.
you really apply yourself. But that's the hard part.
You gotta do the time.
Yeah, you gotta just take that 15. That's why I always tell my students, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of practice time every single day
will get you there.
Is gonna get you there.
Right. It's not. You're not gonna wait
wants
till
to fucking play. I don't know, Fortnite and YouTube and
all this bullshit.
Facebook and Instagram and that chingada, you know, just.
So when you're talking about dead weight, I mean, so there's dead weight professionally, which has a very low tolerance.
Uh-huh.
So if you have someone who's just never prepared, never is quite delivering musically, right? So it's always playing wrong notes, right? Which is kind of like
doesn't know the wrong notes, it's and like, always depending on everybody else to pick up their shit.
Like playing wise, like instrument wise,
both.
Interesting.
Both.
Okay. So I mean I can't see tolerating instrument wise.
Think about
not being prepared.
Think about it. You have a 6 violinists in a group, right?
Yeah.
And 4 of them are playing like the hell out of the violin.
Right.
And then you got the other 2 are just
barely playing. And that's what I mean. They're covering for their shit. Yeah, no, I would
and say you have 3 trumpets. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
2 of them are playing and one of them isn't, but one of them is just there.
Yeah, I can't imagine tolerating that. I mean,
with rhythm you cannot hide that shit at all.
Well, I talked about this on my vlog video about like playing power and speed, right? Like my left hand is fucked up right now, so my right hand is the only thing that works, right? Thankfully. Anyways, so we have like power and speed and control, right? Mm-hmm. There's been times in some groups I've played in the past where like the guy playing next to you is playing like a bitch and you just can't stand it. You're just like, why can't you play with some sort of confidence and conviction? It's not that hard.
Exactly.
Just play the strings, right, and get on it. Mm-hmm. But there's just never
I can totally, absolutely relate to that. You know, and going back here to my youth group, you know, a song is supposed to be played like a song, right?
You just had a whole segment on how it should be sounding.
Yes. Do you want to hear a song that's sweet and soft and nice and
like you know what? No, I don't want to hear that shit.
So that's the thing. That's so hard to.
So what do you do with dead weight when you got someone who just is really not a musician?
In my position, if I have the power, because remember, you're carrying dead weight. Your group isn't going to go anywhere musically. No. Musically, you cannot expand. Right. You know, you cannot. I'm all expendable. They're expendable.
Fuck them.
You cannot expand musically. You cannot build your craft. You can't get it better.
Right. If you have all these songs that you want to take out, it's impossible. Yeah. They don't have the toolbox.
They're gonna be like, no, we're comfortable. We're comfortable right here.
Let's just stay right here.
Right here.
We're getting the gigs. What's the big deal?
Exactly.
It's like, well,
and that's like, no,
fuck,
dude, no. That's
we're getting the gigs, but I'm selling my soul for money right now.
There was another.
I don't like it. Let's play that horrible shit again. That's awesome.
Oh my god, bro, that was like this shit. And then I have some other stuff that I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, that slap is that bass player. He's losing his fucking mind right now.
What? It doesn't get any better. I'm gonna fast forward it. Watch. It does not get a...
Come on, let's get to the B section. Come on.
Oh my god. Here, let's listen to that again, guys.
Oh god, it's horrible. Okay.
What?
People are trying.
That's like...
Yeah, well, he's literally going like... Tin, 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 tin.
I mean, we're not here...
we're not trying to embarrass you,
but come
what
on,
the fuck?
This is a guy that's been playing for years. And never once, I don't know, not even
had a lesson?
had a lesson, try to ask somebody, how do you play wapango? Yeah. For those of you, that was not a vals. No. That was not a corrido. That was not a festa ranchera. That was a wapango.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well,
that's why it was.
Should have been.
That's why I called it Tacos al Pastor, because you guys know the song is.
That's going to be the title of this podcast. Tacos al Pastor.
Yeah, watch. Somebody else posted here.
I've seen a video of like Wapangos de Moncayo. And they're like playing.
Oh, no.
They're like halfway into fucking Bodas de Luis Alonso or some crazy shit. I'm just like, wow.
No, did you guys, I don't know if any of the viewers, did you guys ever see the Cascabel? And then in the middle they put the Arriba Pichataro solo in it, and then went right back into
wow, fucking macaroni salad in that one.
Capirotada, bro.
Yeah, a little bit.
Capirotada for sure.
Yeah, I just Jesus Christ. That's what are you playing next? Okay,
let's see. I wonder if you get.
It reminds me of Food City.
Did you guys hear that? You guys heard that, right?
Totally. They're
a different key.
They're in a different key. Yeah, they're playing in two different keys. Your rhythm player is playing in...
The violin that came in, it was just way off. That was another group out in Phoenix here. So that somebody posted.
Very poor example.
One of my wife's friend went to a party, Jesus. And that was the mariachi that was there, and I was like, ew.
You know, it's got support. Like I was at lunch today, and I went to the cafeteria, and the lunch lady's like, "Oh, I hired a mariachi group." I was like, "Can you tell me what the name is, and I'll tell you if they suck." I was like, "How much are they charging?" He was like, $600. I was like, "God damn! I hope they're you fuckers, because if it's you guys, I'll tell you, yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're worth the money." I was like, "God damn!" So deadweight. So eventually, what do you do with that? What do you do? I mean, how do you work with that? How do you try to be humble and amiable and try to help? I mean, do you
that's
fucking
the
give
thing.
them a lesson
That's
for free or something?
When you get to a point where you call them dead weight, I think that's when you've already tried everything. Because you're like, okay, everybody's on a different learning curve. Fine. Yeah. We understand that.
Right.
I'm still fucking learning. I mean, mariachi is endless, of course.
Always learning.
And, I'm learning so much even from the youth. I mean, God, they're the ones that are giving me that.
Well, they challenge you to, like, do I really know what the fuck I'm talking about?
Exactly. Do I know? Oh, shit.
Do I really know this?
Do I know?
I know this is when he texts me in the middle, and I'm like, bro, what's this?
Yeah, what's this mean?
What's this cadence? What are the chords? And what's all this? God damn it.
You're like, oh, this is...
Oh, yeah, it's just dumb motherfucker.
But that's why Jason doesn't direct the group, because he would have fired everybody.
I can't handle. I don't have the temperament, and I'm not that good. I don't have the temperament for it, and I'm not some amazing composer. Yeah. If I was better, I would probably have a better temperament.
I can't wait till you hear the potpourri that I put together for the group.
What genre? What style are you?
So just old sones. We're starting off with El Gavilancillo.
Okay.
And then we are going into El Pericoloro.
Good.
And then from there, we're going to go into Las Indias.
Even better.
Okay. From Las Indias, we are going and ending with El Maracumbe.
It's pretty legit. Mm-hmm. Pretty legit piece. That's like early 2000s type of show group. Mm-hmm. That's pretty nice. I like that a lot.
We kept it simple. Everything's flowing with each other, so... Yeah. So, anyways, with dead weight, yeah. Once you get to that,
if you're the one booking the gigs, if you're the guy who's booking the gigs, you're not getting paid extra to do the administrative part of running a group, but it's your call. What do you do? Do you just cut? Do you say I'm done? I can't do it.
You have to, because you have to stop and think what's best for the group. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's best for my business as far as
getting gigs, because and stuff like that.
You are going to run. Unfortunately, if you have a shitty group, you are going to run into you're going to end up playing at a party where they're going to know you're a shitty group.
Yeah, eventually it'll happen.
And what social media? No, if you end up in El Balcón, you're fucked for the rest of your life, man. Absolutely just screwed for the rest of your life.
It's like when I cover gigs for you sometimes, and I see like Instagram videos and stuff like that. I'm like, I like that stuff.
Yeah,
that sounds good. I'm just like, okay. nice little stand-in. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
So man, dead weight. It's tough. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I mean, like if someone's not bringing it musically, I typically, when I see something like that, I typically won't let it go like if I don't like something like at the gig at an appropriate time, I'll say, you know what, man, this really is disappointing. Like I'll tell you right there to your face, like, man, this is a little disappointing. I don't really like this right now, and that puts it in the mind like, oh, I'm not doing the thing right. And then it's like, well, what do you want to do? I think you should probably at least give someone a chance.
Yeah.
Talk to them. Say, hey, what's going on? Is your girlfriend knocked up? Is your work killing you? What is it? But like you said, by the time you get to the point where you're dead weight, you've probably already had this conversation. Yeah. And they're still not bringing it, right?
That's the thing, and I'm pretty sure that conversation has happened many times. But then this is another thing. This is another thing that goes along with that, with mariachi and friends. Favoritism, and oh yeah, because then you get to a point where you kind of feel bad about
cutting
somebody, and that's where it's like, sorry, but if you look at the picture of your group and where you want to be at in 5 years, do you still want to be fucking playing at Food City or at a fucking restaurant in 5 years here in Phoenix?
Sucks.
Which, if you guys don't know what Food City is, it's a grocery store, a Mexican grocery store
in Arizona,
and they have a lot of mariachis that just play, I don't know,
whatever
on the side of the produce section,
right where they serve them the noodle on Sundays.
I know we gotta make our living sometimes, but yeah, I mean, once you're past that, if you're just making enough business with your gigs, then you don't need to
deal with that. But what I think you want to do is any musician would want is you want to be able to be on a call list, right? And it's not an ego thing.
No.
It's not an ego thing, but music goals is you want to be on people's A-list. I think that's really where you want to be,
Definitely.
Right? Where you can pick and choose the gigs because people are offering you the gigs because they know that you can deliver, right? So when if Pepe Jr. comes to Phoenix or whoever comes to Phoenix to play, who are they going to call? They'll probably call Corazon. The youth group has been called several times because there's no full show group in Phoenix. And if you were to try to get guys our age together in a show group up here right now off the bat, it would be a fucking train wreck.
Oh yeah,
because nobody practices usually. Now, what I talked about on Saturday with Ismael, and I don't really give a shit anymore. If you guys want to try to take my idea, good luck, right? Because it's a lot easier said than done, right? My thought, and I want to get your opinion on this. For a group, like say we wanted to get back and form a group. Say we wanted to form a 10-man group. Say, fuck it. We want to be on people's... When Jose Hernandez comes to Phoenix, we want him calling us first, right? You gotta be something, right? You gotta be something in your own reflection in your mirror that you have something to bring to the table. To get there, though, right? To get some carrot on the hook, right? You need a Friday night. You need a Friday night where you can say, hey, this is where we perform. Every Friday night, people can come and see some buzz, right? Not a big Friday night, not 4 sets a Friday night. 1 2-hour Friday night during dinner.
So 2 sets.
Yeah, 2 sets during dinner, that's it. And none of this 20-minute break bullshit. No. 1 45-minute set, 15 minutes, another 45-minute set. Get the fuck out of there, right? So that you don't have to be there all night, right?
Of course.
But it's not a place to practice all of our shit. It is a place to perform rehearsed content.
That's right.
And if people request, obviously most everybody who you're going to hire has a pedigree and a history, is going to be able to play that stuff, right?
Yeah, the cajon stuff.
Yeah, and it should be immaculate at that point, right? It should be no problem. That's my first objective. If someone were to say, hey, here's an opportunity, you're in charge. Okay, all right, well, fuck. First of all, I don't really want it because it's a nightmare. It's a lot of work that you're not going to necessarily get paid for. But it's fine, let's do it, right? Friday night is one. Saturday, of course, that's for the money. That's for the gigs, right? You're going to be sending people out to play, right? Or if you have opportunities, if you're at that level, to go performing, right? Go playing shows. And Sunday is for mass. You need at least one good mass where people are there, and you need to have a prepared, professional sounding mass, and you need to gain the trust of the Catholic Church to get a clientele list built up. Because the only way you're going to get guys or girls that are 100% committed is if you're feeding them. You have to have gigs every weekend and enough to support people to eat.
Number one. And here in Phoenix, there needs to be a mariachi that is just mass too.
Right.
You know?
Plays mass.
We don't have anything like that.
No.
The only I think kind of there's one, but I don't know if they consider themselves a mariachi. Or they have mariachi instruments.
Just musicians that get together.
Like the two new rhythm players that I have. They've always played mass music, church, so they have it. They know front and back. So I know once I start teaching Corazón del Valle, the mass, oh, they're gonna have it. You guys are
gonna kind of explode.
Yeah.
But like for a professional group, for me, I think 10 people who rehearse. No big rehearsal, 1 hour.
Yeah.
1 hour rehearsal. Don't be late. Don't fuck around. Show up. Be ready to go. We're going to rehearse for an hour, and then we're going to get out. Yeah. You got shit to do.
And that's another thing about rehearsals. You have cocky, egotistical assholes who, like, they don't like to rehearse. There's this one thing that they're like, what the fuck am I going to rehearse for?
So that you don't sound like shit.
So you're together.
No. So we don't sound like shit.
That's right.
You might be awesome, but we need to get our start, stop, our cadence, everything together.
Definitely.
If we're going to do this. Now, this is just my idea. This is, if the opportunity came, this is how I would do it. You need a Friday night, a Sunday mass, Saturday. Now here's the thing. Like myself, I work in program management. I work a lot. I don't have necessarily the time or the availability to always be playing gigs.
Yeah.
And on some Saturdays, I need to be home or I need to be doing the podcast. We do a lot of other things and just playing gigs every weekend, right? So with 10 people, obviously you cannot support chambas every weekend with 10 people. You're going to be making $20 an hour playing chambas, right? It's not hardly worth it, right? However, there are some clients out there that want a full group. I've heard this a lot. They say, well, we just want 4 people. It's like, okay, well, there's 4 people. Well, we want 10 people. Well, we have 10 rehearsed musicians, right?
Yep.
So, but you need somebody who's keeping track and being in communication constantly with people. Not just a calendar, not just a random text, not just a fucking phone call. Good communication to say, okay, we have a 10-man group. We have maybe 8 hours on a Saturday. 4 of those hours, they want 5 people. 4 of those hours, they want all 10 of us. So I need to book, I need to, there's Google Maps, all this shit. I need to coordinate everything during the time to say, okay, who wants to double up? Because not everybody does. Yeah. I don't want to play fucking gigs at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. I got jiu-jitsu to get to, right? I got things to do.
I do.
You do, right? So
I love it.
There's going to be, in a 10-man group, there's going to be at least 5 people that want to go fucking gig and get paid.
Yeah.
And there's going to be 5 of us that want to go be with our families, with our kids, go to jiu-jitsu, go fucking eat breakfast, whatever the case may be. There's bound to be somebody. And if you got all 10 guys that just want to play all the time and gig, it's like, okay, well, then we only have this much. The other, who gigged last weekend? Okay, he played last weekend, you're on this weekend. Hey, Miguel, you can go fuck off and play whoever you want this weekend. I don't care. I'm not going to hurt my feelings, right? Go get 10 hours. I don't care. That's how I would run a group in Phoenix, to have the flexibility to say, yes, we can offer a client base 10 rehearsed, well put together musicians, or we can offer a client base 4 or 5 guys who are hungry and want to gig every day. Yeah.
Well, so if you're asking me,
what do you think? Am I just full of shit?
No, you're not. But if you're thinking about doing that, I think.
First of all, I'm not thinking about doing this because I don't want the work.
Okay.
I don't want to do this myself.
Let me put it this way: what my youth group is doing, we're changing shit around here. Because here, unfortunately, maybe that's how it is, and maybe in LA or in Texas or Nevada or wherever, Colorado. Most of the talon groups are playing like 4 or 5 piece 4-man groups, right?
4-man groups,
and that's the thing. And here, what I'm changing here with the youth group is
a full set.
We got a full set. I mean, there's 11 guys.
Yeah,
I have an 11 group,
and some people
11-man group. So
with the money that is in this city, it's entirely possible that you could say you'll have a 10-man concert set for $700 an hour.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep.
Who doesn't?
And they'll pay it.
And they will pay it. All they have to do is hear you previously. They heard you at church. They heard the 5-man group at the restaurant. They hear you guys.
They heard you at a concert.
They heard you at a concert. Oh, I can have a full set for 2 hours for $1,400. Yeah, we'll do it. Absolutely. Oh, okay. You want to hire a full set to go play at your concert thing out of town in Flagstaff, whatever. It's a full set. Okay, good. What's the negotiation? All right. Well, time travel, gas, per diem. Regular, usual stuff. Yeah. We're going to go out there and we'll put on a show for you guys, right? We'll put on an hour show for you, and it'll be awesome, right? That's how I would do it. I don't necessarily want to do it because, honestly, I don't think that we have enough to support that kind of...
Not here.
Not here.
If we're looking at our age group...
There's not enough guys.
It's not here.
Who the fuck am I going to call? You, me?
No, and that's the
half
thing.
Half of the groups around town?
Even I've like wanna like even the group that I play with right now currently, I've told them, why can't we have this sound, set this tone of the group, and it's always like an excuse here and there, and I think it's because everybody's too comfortable where they're at.
Right.
They're like too scared to get out. I don't know. They're like, I have no idea what it is. I can't explain it, but I think a lot of people are just too relaxed already where they are. They don't want to change anything because they're still getting paid for what they're doing. Right.
If they weren't getting paid anymore, and they'd have incentive to change.
Yeah.
So I've thought about this. I'm like, what happens if I call like 6 ringers and start advertising, being a douchebag, which is fine, right? But I start advertising, I call 6 ringers, and then all of a sudden I have 7 and 8, and we're getting frequent every weekend, right? Yeah. And I'm just out there promoting, but like I said, I'm not a douchebag. I'm a dick, first of all and foremost, and I don't want to work that hard. I already have a full-time job, right? There's very little incentive for someone like myself or for you to put in all that extra effort for what? For the same amount of dollars you're going to get to not do it?
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's really hard. Especially, I think us being here in Phoenix, it's a really, really hard thing to do, especially like in Tucson, where there's way too many damn musicians. Well, everybody's underbidding everybody. There's a lot of like
it's turned into a turf war down there. Well, what I've gathered just traveling to Tucson and talking to folks is that it's turned into, well, I bite my tongue for saying this, it's slowly turning into the climate that we have here in Phoenix, where now people are starting to undercut each other. Supporting a full concert group is not feasible.
Yeah, but now you've got musicians coming up here.
Yeah, we do. That's also gotten me a little interested. I'm like, I wonder how many Tucson guys would be wanting to fucks with other Tucson guys that have been up here and just say, hey, let's just take everybody's weekend.
That won't happen.
I don't think it will.
That won't happen.
No.
It takes years and years to build the clientele that they have.
Yeah.
Even the directors, even the crappiest directors here
have a clientele
like that. It's just unbelievable.
Always
You're
calling.
Like, damn.
I mean, just the gigs that we've played from time to time, I've gotten a lot of calls from it, and I've just had to ignore all of them. Yeah. I'm like, I don't have the people. Yeah. I'm not going to sign myself up for this shit. It's stressful.
It is stressful.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting, and it's fucking frustrating at the same time. You're just like, the whole city could just benefit from it, but we'll have to see, man.
We'll have to see.
Those youth groups, those kids.
For our podcast viewers here, when I'm in Guadalajara, I'm definitely going to send you some videos so we can, put up on here while I'm down there.
Yeah, take some videos, please.
There's going to be some pretty cool things going down there.
Do some Guadalajara blogging. Yeah. Just during the day. None of the after stuff.
Look us up. Mariachi Corazón del Valle. Mariachi CDV. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Sorry, I have to advertise.
Please do. Please do.
Because Jason does play a big role in the success of my youth group.
I'm like that uncle enforcer. Like, that sounds like shit. Don't do that.
No, we need that. You always need that. I think you always need that. Getting that different perspective from another musician. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, you had your teacher teaching you. I had my teachers teaching me. Yeah. And now look at us. We're teaching the next generation. And I think for all the mariachi musicians out there that are... I'm 37. How old are you?
How the fuck old am I? 32?
32.
I'm going to be 33 in a month.
For all the musicians now, even that are are going to be teaching the next generation of mariachis. Pass it on, guys.
Yeah.
Don't just hold it on like, oh, I'm not going to teach you my tricks. I'm not going to teach you my shit because, well, I don't know if it's intimidation.
Like,
if you don't want them to,
you don't have tricks.
But that's the thing here in Phoenix, and I'm using this Phoenix because this is my hometown now, I guess.
I know. I bought a house here. I'm a member of this community. So I'm a Phoenix musician now, motherfuckers. I live in Glendale.
He's in Glendale. I'm in Peoria.
So what's up?
But it's
my
sad.
Shit now.
It's sad to see all these OGs, all these older generations that never passed on what they know, not even to their kids. And I've seen it, and not even to their kids, and not even to just the people that are just trying to picking up an instrument, and those who do see the musicians out in Food City or wherever, or the restaurants. There's only one guy that we can definitely commend. Mario Senior.
Yeah.
Who's passed on. He has his 2 sons.
Yes.
Who he has like a huevo, like since little kids. Like, nope. This is what you're gonna play. This is what you're gonna listen to. You're not gonna listen to this other crap.
Yeah.
You're gonna listen to this kind of Mexican music, and
that's why I've always liked playing with them. Like, I've never had a bad time playing with them. I actually like them.
Mariachi Chapala, the AZ guys.
Mariachi Chapala. I don't like anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I like them.
Yeah.
As people. Because they're real. Right?
They're real.
They're
not fake as shit.
And I like Mario Senior just because, I was talking about this again on Saturday. Ismael and I were talking about the same shit. And, like, you want to talk about an example of a humble guy, right? This guy is 30, 40 years deep into being a mariachero, right? Mm-hmm. We had a gig a couple of times where I was on guitar and he was on vihuela, and he didn't know manicos for like Sabes Una Cosa, which is a complicated arrangement, okay? And I remember he came up to me and asked me, he's like, oh, you obviously know it. And he starts like, how do you do this? ¿Cómo pusieron ese manico? Like, okay, yeah, like, and he started, oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it. He wasn't cocky or arrogant or, oh, fuck Jason.
No. Or the most important word, prideful, yeah. He wasn't too proud to ask.
Yeah. He's like, obviously this kid knows it.
Yeah.
Can you show me?
That's the thing that I've run into a lot with.
And I showed him, and he was like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, I got it.
Like, fuck you, even though that's a newer arrangement, I don't have to learn it.
I don't have to do it.
Unfortunately, I've played with a vihuela player, an older man, and I know who you know who I'm talking about.
I think so, yeah.
And that dude, if he doesn't play, if he doesn't know what you're playing, if he doesn't
he assumes it's wrong.
No, he won't even assume it's wrong. He'll take his instrument off and stop playing.
Oh, okay. Well, good for him. Let me play the motherfucker. Just sit back there and look like a stupid ass.
Don't be prideful, guys.
No.
Just ask. It's okay. I ask Jason shit all the time.
He sends me drunk.
He's younger than me. Look, he's younger than me, and I'll send him a message. Hey, what does this mean? I'm not really sure, and I don't want to sound like an idiot in front of my youth group. So I'll ask him. If I don't ask you, I'll go down and. I've asked Justin for help. Justin Enriquez, what's up, brother? We love you, man.
Some at the golf tournament. That was fun.
Oh, nice.
It was like a fucking mini conference at the golf tournament, man. That was a fun event.
And Joaquin, I just asked Joaquin. What's his last name? Joaquin Velez.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joaquin Velez. Sorry, brother. What's up, brother?
He was your fucking group member mate, you prick.
I know, man.
I never even played in a group with him.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say here's another last name. Anyways, Joaquin. I just recently asked him for an opinion on violins and how to what part they should be playing. And so he's helped me. I mean, I'm not afraid to ask for help.
Yes.
And none of us as musicians
should ever
be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
It's just like in school, you're in a class and you didn't understand what the hell the teacher was saying. Well, you raise your hand and you ask him, hey, can you explain it to me again? Because I'm not getting it.
And then the teacher's like, you're stupid, so no, I'm not going to help you.
You think that the other people are going to be like, well, he doesn't get it. But remember, always remember, guys, if you didn't understand it, the music or whatever, or how it goes, and you asked it, I'm pretty sure that all your other guys are
wondering the same shit.
Yep.
And not for nothing, I'm not a politician. I've never had agendas. You know me.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever the fuck. Let's have
You're
a good time.
Disorganized prick, yeah.
Yeah, big time. I don't have an agenda like, ooh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, do I gotta go do the jiu-jitsu? What fucking day is it? I gotta go to work. Like, I never liked that. But for the kids, if you want to impress people, really impress them, not impressing people for the sake of impressing them, because that's just ass kissing, and no one likes that shit, right? No one likes it. It's disgusting. But I remember one thing that recently when I did the podcast with Condelos Guitars, right? He just out of the blue said something. He's just like, you know, you're a 16-year-old kid. You're always asking the right questions. And it's not because I was asking questions to ask questions. I'm like, I wanted to fucking learn. I wanted to know shit. I wanted to know what I was getting myself into. I wanted to know these things. And it's like, it's just so funny how that is stuck with him. We've always been cool ever since then because, and I've had students before that just ask me the right questions. And I'm like, God damn, this person's actually interested in learning this. And so anytime I get a text or I get asked a question, anytime, whatever, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll drop everything I'm doing to help you out, right? So that's how you build a network. That's how you build resources. That's how you build friendships and you know, and long-term things like that. But it has to come from a genuine place. You have to really, really, really want to know and learn and be an apprentice. And down the line, it's going to pay dividends for you. Otherwise, you're just going to be a cocky little asshole. And when you hit your 20s, no one's going to want to work with you.
That's it. And not only that, you're just gonna come up here. You're gonna think you're all badass, and that's exactly where you're gonna flatline musically.
Sometimes it's fun to watch that. It's like,
yeah, no,
it's sad.
It's
sad.
We know a lot of people like that. And it's sad. It is sad.
Being an adult now, I'm not a kid anymore. I can't be an asshole anymore. I got to be a nice adult. Thanks a lot, Miguel. Introducing me to these kids, making me responsible.
Yeah, almost like a father figure.
Almost a father figure. Yeah, almost. little bit.
Somebody they can look up to, and that's for sure.
I appreciate it. Miguel, we got to get you the fuck out of here.
Yep,
you got things to do.
Yep.
Any last words for the viewers? It was good to see you again.
Yeah, no, definitely. Sorry guys, I've been missing in action, but I'm sure you guys have really enjoyed the other interviews that Jason has done, and thank you, man, for bringing some freaking badass guys.
Very humbling,
making history here on our podcast. You know, and
very humbling.
And just everybody, just like we always say, like I always say, stay humble. Enjoy what you're doing. Tatiana Nunez,
calling out one of your students right now.
No,
okay.
Okay. Well, next time what we've talked about is females in mariachi.
So I'm one step ahead of you, bro. So I'm trying to book a few mariachi, female mariachis here in Tucson. I've been reaching out to people saying, hey, would you come on the podcast?
Yeah.
Prepare some questions. I'm like, we're not gonna, shit talking is for me and Miguel, right?
Yeah.
We can say whatever the fuck we want and be accountable for it. That's fine. But like when I have guests, like I have questions, I have things. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I've already reached out.
It's a different demeanor, obviously.
If you notice my last couple podcasts, I haven't even been swearing all that much. Yeah. Which is an odd thing for me.
When I have watched your show, I'm like, don't F up. Don't throw F up. Don't do it.
Don't say the F word. Don't say the F word.
I was, I have an idea what I do want to do, since, I'm talking about my youth group, I do want Tatiana and Ariana Nunez to come up on our show. They're both trumpet players, female trumpet players.
Very true. But they're students, right?
And they're my students.
We might have to get their parents to sign a waiver.
That's fine.
Because technically, YouTube has policies about kids and shit like that.
Their mom will sign up. Don't worry. Yeah. We'll get whatever.
We'll have to figure out the legalities of all that.
But I am going to call out Tatiana here. We had a bet. She lost the bet.
Oh shit! Okay.
And she owes me some wings, which I expect wings, and a monster drink for tomorrow for our practice. So but hopefully the next podcast I do, she will have fulfilled her bet, and
we can talk about that. All right, don't be Welshing. All right, this is a test of character. All right,
that's right.
Don't be Welshing on bets now. Miguel, brother, it's good to see you.
Nice to see you, brother.
Alrighty.
All our podcast viewers, thank you so much for always supporting, liking our videos. Don't be afraid. I already told you, man. I still haven't seen a comment where fuck you guys suck.
Yeah, for real. Like, give us some of that shit. Give us some of that.
What we can do. You want me to, I don't know, play an instrument, sing a song? I have no idea.
Give a voice lesson. That might be fucked up.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can give me a voice lesson on the podcast and just be like, God damn, Jason can't sing.
Hopefully next time you guys see me, I'll be in Guadalajara. I'll send you some videos to all my viewers, let you guys know what's going on there, okay?
Sweet. All right, brother.
Cool. Peace, everybody.
Later. Get the fuck out of my house.
Cool, man.